Welcome to the next edition of Chatting with Chuck. I'm your host, Chuck. It's been a long 4 months since the last episode. I've been on hiatus due to some medical issues, but it's all getting better. So today I want to welcome Marlia Handler to discuss modular PCs. So Marlia, tell me, what is a modular PC?
Sure. So the best way to think of a modular PC is it's just like any of our other industrial computers, only there are different compartments that house different components, which allows you to build the PC into different configurations. And this configuring can actually happen at the customer site without having to send it back to Advantech to be reconfigured. So you can sort of think of it like Legos. If you think of the children's toy Legos, you can build different parts, you can take it apart, you can put it back together, you can change a color, you can change a size, and that is the basic platform of how our modular PCs work. They provide a lot of additional flexibility. They are cost efficient because the customer can choose to pay for only the options they need. And it really offers a lot of nice combinations that didn't previously exist.
Marlia, is this a more difficult piece to put together, or is it as simple as that other modular or other PCs, I should say?
So it's actually made to be very user friendly. You can take apart and put back together a modular PC in less than 5 minutes. So the idea is that the customer can purchase the primary base unit of whatever model that they're looking at, and then within 5 minutes after they've purchased the second or third stack expansion, they can add that stack in later and customize it to whatever I/O ports they choose. And how the platforms work is within the Uno product line, we currently offer 3 different modular options: the 2271G, the 2372G, and the 2484G. All of those models are available as a single stack base unit that functions just like any other industrial PC. However, all of them then have what's called a second stack expansion module that can be added in just by removing a few screws and sliding it in, and then that customer has the option to add any of our iDoors in any combination that they see fit. And to give a little more detail, the 2271G is our smallest. It's a palm size unit. It fits in the palm of my hand, and basically it can take on an additional 1 iDoor if you add the second stack expansion. And coming this summer, we'll also be offering an option to customize and add a third stack, which would give the ability to have 2 iDoors. The 2372 is considered pocket sized, which is a little different than palm size. It's a little bigger, but it's a slimmer design. And that particular model has 2 iDoor expansion in the second stack. And then finally, we have the 2484G, which features the Core i series of processors. It is available in a Core i3, i5, or i7, and it can be purchased as a single stack with any of those processors, or you're able to purchase what's called the universal model. And what's meant by the universal model is it comes standard with the second stack expansion kit with the ability to expand to 4 iDoors. So in that particular model, we have what's called optimized, which is just the single stack. We have universal, which features the the Universal comes standard with the second expansion stack that takes 4 eye doors, and then we also have a few other customizable options. One comes standard with 5 HDMI ports. One comes with 2 hot swappable SSD bays. And then with any of those models, it's also possible to have a customized part number created where the customer can provide us with a specification and we can customize that second stack to their requirements.
So what do you think? You mentioned iDoor a few times, and I know this iDoor technology has been going on for a year and a half or so. I don't want customers to be confused. What's the big difference between a modular PC and using an iDoor, for example?
So our iDoors are I/O or field bus technology. So with the iDoor, it's really a way to switch out input and output ports. But when you purchase one of our iDoors, you're picking a specific type of ports that plug into any of our iDoor windows. So that iDoor basically is working through mini PCIe card technology to communicate with the base unit. So in fact, most of our expansion stacks house iDoors, whereas the expansion stack is actually a second stack enclosure that could house an iDoor, or it could house any type of drive. It could house a hot swappable drive, or it could house customizable components that are where the specifications are provided from the customer. So the iDoor technology has been around for quite a while, and really, if you think about the difference, the iDoor is your input-output port, and that second stack expansion module, when we say modular unit, provides additional windows to put more iDoors into the existing platform. But just to be clear, putting the iDoors into the second stack expansion is one option. You can also put other things into that second stack expansion module.
So you mentioned a lot of the current offering and future and all that. I'm just wondering, if I was a customer or if I was working out in the field somewhere, where do you think if I would look into a modular PC, where would it fit for me if I was interested in something like this?
So it's really a very general platform that can be applicable to any customer. Typically, I would say one benefit of the modular units is that, so the way they're designed with the first stack standard and the second stack customizable, it helps in some cases certain customers to reduce inventory, because say they need to purchase X number of units but the design is not completely solidified. Having the modular option allows them to purchase what is confirmed and then at a later date add whatever comes next or changes in the design. That being said, it also allows for room for that change in technology, because you purchase the top stack that is standard and then you purchase your second stack that can fit any of our iDoors. So say you have a project that starts out with the requirement of a certain type of input-output port, and then there's some change down the line that causes it to change and need a different type of input-output port. This modular iDoor stack allows for those components to be changed by simply just purchasing the other iDoor that is needed. The other nice thing for any customer is that if you purchase this particular platform for one application and then the application changes completely down the line, the customer can simply just remove the second stack, add a second stack, add an iDoor, add a hot swappable bay. It just very much makes it like playing with Legos, that at any point in time you can configure the system to work for you.
Great. I appreciate you taking the time to discuss modular PCs. That gave us a lot of insight onto them. This has been the latest edition of Chatting with Chuck. I'm your host, Chuck. Please stay tuned for further episodes.